Hi everyone, excuse my wet hair. So leading on from yesterday with the Manifest with Marlene, 7 Days of Magic. So day two. So when you think about that, you are the universe, right? And you really let that land. You say to yourself often, I am the universe. I am the universe. It stops with me. When you really, really land into the belief and the understanding that you have come fully equipped because the divine lives within you, because you are the divine having a human experience. So when you understand that your imagination creates, your words create, your constant thinking creates, then there's no one like it's so it's thrilling and it's frightening at the same time, because especially growing up with religion, you're taught to put it outside. God's in the sky, you know um and there's all these rituals which are beautiful, and they can connect you deeply with your divinity. But I honestly feel there comes a time on the path where you have to understand that there is nothing outside of you. You are everything. And when you fully understand that you are one with all that is, you are one with everything, then there's nothing outside of you to pray to. Or do you understand what I mean? It can push your buttons, it can push some people's buttons. So if this doesn't resonate, please just move on, because this is where I'm at, and this is why I'm sharing it, because I know there will be other people that will resonate with this as well. So a few years ago, when I started to get that understanding that I am everything, there's nothing outside of me, it actually made me very sad, because I liked the comfort of imagining there was someone outside of me that I could, pass the responsibility to, so to speak. But when you land into that feeling, that understanding, that knowing that you are the universe, you are God experiencing itself as a human being, and you have access to all of that, everything, it's a different feeling, and you'll kind of shift back and forth between, no, I want something on the outside, to, yeah, that feels good. So just moving on from that, when you understand that you are the sole responsibility for everything that shows up in your life. And there was this amazing teacher called Neville Goddard, and his thing was everything is you pushed out. So people, circumstances will respond to you with how you hold them in your mind. Right? Just bear with me now. So say you have an aunt, and in your mind you think, she's so cranky. Sorry, I have a lump in my throat. She's so mean. She's just so mean. Oh God, I hate having to call to her. And then you have, say your sister will talk about that aunt like, oh, she's so cute. She's the sweetest. She always gives me a little cake before I go. And you're looking at each other like, how can you see this person so differently? How can she be so different with two people? But it's because one person is holding the frequency that she's mean and crabby and not nice to be around. So, of course, she has to be mean and crabby and not nice to be around. The other person is holding the frequency of she's adorable, she's so sweet, and she gets the cake in the bag on the way home, because her frequency, her expectations of this woman are completely different. Now, try it out. Try it out. Start to look at the people that really like, ugh. Now, it's okay to trust your instincts as well, and I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is usually people that you've known for a long time, that you just have the past in your mind when you look at them. You haven't allowed them to grow or change or develop. It's just, oh, they always do that. Oh, here we go. It's all past. So your thoughts, being creative, will give you everything that you think about. So if you're thinking from the past, you'll get more past with this person. But if you were to look at it as you've never met this person before and just watch them like an experiment, and put your old thoughts aside and see what evolves, see what comes to you from this person. So talking about that energy of expectation and how you see the world. And I was watching a TikTok yesterday. TikTok's great. TikTok yesterday about this. I've seen it before, but my husband showed it to me again yesterday, which was perfect from what I experienced later on. And there's this rapper covered in tattoos on his face, and he said, and I thought it was very brave, I don't experience racism. And he was talking about a time when he was younger, and he was in, I don't know, I can't remember the exact details now, but he was in a situation where he'd gotten shot in the chest. And the cops showed up, and he's a black guy, and he said all of the black cops like basically stepped over him to go and, chase the people with the guns or whatever. And as he puts it, this cop, who was white as snow, called them into account and said, what the hell are you doing? Can you not see this guy with a hole in his chest? What are you playing at? What's going on? And then they came back and they said, oh, we'll call an ambulance or whatever. So this cop went with the guy to the hospital, and he said he didn't just drop me at the door and go. He went in and made sure I was set up and I had a room. And whatever that encounter did for that guy, or maybe, and I would imagine he had that belief that he didn't experience racism. Now that's quite a strong example, but when you really land into that thing of I am the universe, then whatever you want will play out for you. When I was younger, I never carried a handbag. When I was in my 20s, I had this wallet that used to kind of stick out of my pocket, but I always had this belief nothing would ever happen to me. My money is always safe. And people used to be like, you don't have a handbag? I was like, no, I have pockets. And I used to, when I think of it now, but I used to walk home from places in the dead of night, and I'd walk home quite comfortable, just, and never expected bad things to happen. And I had friends that were constantly in fights with other people, and they would say to me, don't make eye contact now with this person. And I'd kind of go, who? Look straight at them. But I never attracted any aggro or anything, because I always had this absolute, like, knowing that I'd be fine. And that's what had to play out for me. And it's something that you can play around with. And if you really, really go deep with, I am the universe, you can slot into any section of creation that you want to. You, in your mind, you think about, you've loads of energy, you feel amazing, people respond very lovingly to you. That's your reality. That's what you will experience. Where the wheel exercise yesterday is helpful is where you might feel that resistance, that you go, yeah, but. So you put the but on the wheel with you. I'm safe wherever I go, but I always have my phone in my pocket or something like that. So look at that today, where what you're expecting has played out for you, or where it's playing out, and know that you can change that if you want to. Okay? Have fun with it.